Yellow, it's Johnny. Welcome. No intros, no outros, just unfiltered, raw content, right? So the update is this. I'm taking a break from social media. Definitely for 3 weeks as a minimum. I'll probably take about 5 weeks if I have to. But it's come to my attention that being on my phone or laptop has overstimulated myself for all this online content that has been displayed by the algorithm. I clearly need to take a break because it's affected me and have let it get to me so much. And the main reason is because of Keir Starmer. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the damage that he's done to this country. And yeah, I did a video on him, ironically, but it had to be said because calling that guy out is the only right thing to do. Not. Why don't we start doing something as a nation, as the entire nation, and see these morons that support him, right? No offence to the Keir Starmer supporters, but this is the truth. And you really need to start asking yourself, is he really in it for your good deeds and intentions to make the country great? Because I don't see anything improving anytime soon. And the fact that I have dwelled on this so much, that he's let so many unchecked immigrants into this country, migrants, and putting them in bloody hotels and essentially getting treated like royalty. And it's that carry on is just the exact reason why the UK's collapse is inevitable. It is going to happen whether we like it or not. And I've got a feeling that a civil war is about to break out in the UK. And I really do hope that reform come in and make a change, because this is out of my control. This is out of our control. Unless we unite together and we make a difference. I'm being serious. And look, veterans who have served this country, our ancestors who have built this country, they've done this over nothing because they didn't know that this was going to happen. They had hope in us that for the further foreseeable future that we were the ones who would carry the flag. Like that was ever going to happen. Bunch of weak people. And I'll say it right now. Me, a malnourished 20-odd-year-old who is unemployed, of course. I'm not saying that to flex, of course I'm not. And I do plan on, starting a business, because I'm not going to work for a job that is going to, screw me over. I'm not doing it. And I'm also continuously working on my skills, like my mathematics. I have a passion in that. I also have a passion in cartoons. I also have a passion in animation. I also have a passion in astronomy, observing the stars, stargazing. These things. But as a duty, we have the moral responsibility to get him out, because Keir Starmer is the last thing I want on my list. Maybe even never, because he's an elite. He does not connect in any way to the working class or anybody that is in moderation, struggling with housing. That's the situation I'm in. Me and my family are having to, move into temporary. And the fact that these foreigners come first is insane to me. And yeah, because they've got children within their own legality. But then at the same time, they're using that to take advantage of the benefit system, right? And that's my rant, because this needs to stop. This coddling needs to stop. And feel free to comment anything against me. I don't care. I really don't. Yeah, I'm unemployed. So what? I'm going to work on myself. That's the only way. It's up If I'm unemployed, then I'm only going to work on myself because it's hard getting a job. You want to know why? Now, there are some misconceptions that people think that getting a job is easy. Well, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because you have to go through the interview processes. You have to go through a thing called ATS, which is an applicant tracking system, which consists of AI. I'm not willing to put myself through that because I lack the experience. I was a recent college graduate, as you all know. And I'm not going to sit here and take Keir's crap, because I know that Keir is, well, full of rubbish. He's full of rubbish. And I'm not going to take his word for anything. He is an utter joke, and it's made me deeply resentful against him because of what he's done, not just to us, but also like by letting those foreigners in. He's basically given the actual legal immigrants a bad name. Giving those people a bad name, thinking that they're a danger. Well, it's the criminals that have been coming in mostly because their own countries don't even want them. So they're having to come in here and cause chaos. And I'll say this right now. The trigger that really set me off was a guy called Axel Rudicabana. Now, you've probably heard about him, right? And I'm not going to get into the lore of that. It's unspeakable. He has done unspeakable acts of evil. He is just sick in the head. This is exactly why Britain's miserable. This is why we're miserable, because we're getting played at like a fiddle. Yeah, I'll say it. I'm getting played around like a fiddle. And I'm playing myself out of chess because I'm constantly overstimulating myself on social media. So let's not pretend that social media is always good. It's not always good. We need to take into account that we can't just sit here and, cope with the fact that, we're unemployed. No, we need to do something, right? The majority of the people in this country need to get a grip. And I've certainly been aware of what Keir's doing and his government and the Home Office offering hotels, big cashes of money. So what? So they can get these people into hotels and treat them like royalty? Nah, I don't think so. I'm sorry, but see if this video gets taken down by the time the 3 to 5 weeks is over, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's be honest about that. I would not be surprised if they decide, or YouTube decides to take this video down, because it's just as spineless as the UK government. It's pathetic. And oh my God, it's on a verge of collapse. It is on a verge of collapse. I mean, there is, what do you say? There is multiple intersections of ideologies that clash with one another. And this is a Christian country, and that's what it should be, because that's who we are. So do not forget who we are as Britons, right? And I'm not going to, and especially for the Scottish who are born in Scotland, I am getting sick of this. I'm raging. I'm absolutely raging that we actually have to suffer through his crap where, we should, blah, blah, blah. I don't care here. Get them out. Get the illegals out. These criminals that are coming in and affecting women and children, right? And the vulnerable, people with disabilities, elderly. These people need to be protected. Why don't you just resign and let somebody else take in power? No, in fact, what we should do is rise, right? We should just rise. No pay taxes to them, because we all know where that money's going. We all know where that money's going anyway. I think we should just stop working for them, to be honest, until him and King Charles gets a grip. But if they don't, then all the public are going to, eventually start resenting anyway to these elites, especially the King Charles, because of his stance on a certain ideology. I'm not going to mention it, but do you know what? I'll mention it. Islam, right? And I'll say this before anybody gets offended. Islam is heavily divided. There are branches of Islam. So not all Muslims are bad. It's just all these extremists that are constantly putting a bad name on these Muslims, right? They're twisting the Quran. But to be honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it anyway. And plus, I'm no educated on the Quran. I don't know much about the Quran, but what I do know is Islam has big impact on what went on in these countries before they decided to land in the UK and try to cause trouble. All these extremists, and yet the government are going too soft on them, especially in prisons, where they're letting them dominate, certain wings in the prison cells. And yeah, no, it's causing them to have such sadistic inmates who think it's acceptable, which of course they're going to think that because they're sick in their head. What can I just say right now, what have we gone as a society? What have we gone as a society? And I said in my previous video, exposing Keir Starmer and just expressing my hate towards that guy, I have never hated anybody more than him, because he's sitting there and gladly trying to... He's like a chameleon. He would draw himself in with the working class. He would pretend to be a working class man, but we all know that that's not the case. He's an elite man. Come on, get a grip. Snap out of it. He's an elite. That is it. End of story. I don't care what he says. I really don't. I don't care about anything that he says. This is exactly why I'm taking a break from social media to up to 3 to 5 weeks. Because I want a rest. I want a rest from the digital world. The internet is, I'm going to say corrupted. It's overstimulated. It has overwhelmed me so much. With all these news, everything is just coming to fruition that they're not going to stop. So I may as well just try and enjoy my life for once. You know what I mean? I can't sit here and cope with this anymore. It's the rage in me has brought out a demon that I have never felt before towards Keir Starmer and his cronies. It's almost as worse as the rage that I had for Vladimir Putin. How he's like this cause of World War III, but Keir Starmer is he's just the beginning, man. He's just the beginning of the New World Order. They want to bring a New World Order so that they can control us and make us eat cockroaches and bugs and all that. Come on, man. I'm not giving into that. No. But it's like what Klaus Schwab said in the WEF. He said that, eventually we'll come to own nothing, which may be true. Unfortunately, this is where we're heading, because not much people can buy houses now. They're getting more expensive. They've been up into the prices because the central banks are, doing all this. And I mean, I don't really know how the market works, but the central bank has the utmost authority to do a lot of things that I don't know what they could do. The capabilities that they have, central banks, insane. Influencing governments to make policies that we didn't even agree on. Funding both sides of the party. It's ridiculous. Why can't the public have that power for once? Why can't we have that power? That's not fair. Life is not fair. And in my situation where, I'm me, my mum and my brother are in a housing crisis, and yet those people who are not born into this country get priority because of children. Seriously. Now, I feel for those who are here to escape from war. I do feel for that. But for the people that are here for the benefits, for goodness sakes, go find somewhere else. I don't know why you're coming to the UK. Oh, because it's rich. Yeah, but it's going to be drained because the government have been giving them money to go back. So retarded, man. Honestly, it's just so stupid. The frustration that the British people have for this government is completely understandable. I completely understand you. And it's not just the housing crisis, it's also the job market with Just Eat and Uber Eats and all that. Oh my god, and Deliveroo, man. Oof. All those companies, yeah, there's going to be one big corporate empire where these illegal migrants have the chance to go to work. And yeah, because they're poor, they come from poor countries, which of course is no their fault, it's the government's fault, right? Because if it was my fault, that means I would have power to change it instead of making excuses. No, I'm just telling you what I think. I think the government needs to... No, actually, no, not the government. I think we all need to unite and stop talking about diversity and inclusivity. Yeah, we may be different, but we need to have one common sets of values and principles. Stop trying to divide each other, man. Come on. See if you saw the truth of what it is. You would be on the right side. I'm not talking politically, I'm talking morally here. So stop trying to bring politics into this. Let's use our common sense for once and come to realise how screwed up our society is. So you may be asking, what am I going to do then for the time that I've got jobless? Well, I'm going to work on my maths, despite me finishing, the higher maths course. I'm going to be doing more mathematics as I'm genuinely interested in understanding the mathematical universe of calculus. It's just something that I find interesting about the abstract theories. I also wish to do more cartoons, more background designs for my stories before I continue on my book, because I finished my other one. I had to retype that, just making sure that everything is just as well organised. I've got a lot of things to work on myself, and it starts now. So just please for once understand where the British citizens are coming from. Thank you. So have a nice night or day, wherever you are in the world. Understand what we're going through instead of making assumptions. And if you find that I'm making assumptions, please point them out and let me know. Oh, and by the way, before I go, I've been looking at the comments of some of the fans, and yeah, they were really funny, but some of them pointed out that YouTube has been censoring their comments, and I've noticed this. Now, I don't know if I don't know why this is. I think it's just... That's what really grinds my gears, is that YouTube's on this bandwagon of wokeness. And yeah, you can feel free to take this video down if you want, but this is just my frustrations towards the reality of things. And of course it's not going to help the situation, but at least it will shine some light on what we can do. So the solution is, we need to unite. That's the first thing we've got today. We need to come together. But that's obviously never going to happen because, well, we've got the lefties. I hate saying that because, well, obviously it's been a popular buzzword, and I really need to stop using buzzwords at this point. I've been on social media too much. I've seen a lot of nonsense and garbage on the internet, and I just want to take a break and reaffirm and fix myself, and yeah, just cleanse myself from all the brain rot that's been going on the internet. So please just understand what we're going through. The solution is to first of all unite and acknowledge the situation instead of just denying opinions of others, and stop trying to be a bunch of tyrants and censoring everybody else. Like you, YouTube, you're the same. You need to stop silencing people just like the UK government and get a grip. It's about democracy, but nobody cares about true democracy, because you know what? You're just a bunch of aristocrats. So the UK is just a plutocracy, man. It is a plutocracy. It's not true democratic. It's not. Let's be honest about that. It's not true democracy. You could say for how it is, just a bunch of elites that control everything that we do on a daily basis. It's an absolute joke, man. It really is. And if you find that I'm sitting here complaining, well, why don't you acknowledge the situation, what the government is doing, and why don't you acknowledge the fact that there are some things I can't control and I can't find a job and all that, like such as, for example, having to go through processes after processes. There is no definitive way, there's no effective way of being able to hire people. So, you know, for once, just look around you, man. Just look around the situation. I may be exaggerating it because I'm quite short-tempered, but believe you me, I have experienced a lot of resentment towards Keir Starmer. He's just a clown, man. He needs to go, man. He's turned this country into an utter circus. It's on a ticking time bomb to explosion of splattering pies, pie and cream. So I say it's just a joke. It's a bloody joke. It needs to stop, man. It really does. And you may be saying that I need to calm down and all that. Well, what am I supposed to do apart from going off of social media for 3 to 5 weeks? Because what if I come back on and then all this starts popping up again? You know what I mean? Or you got to be careful what you need to say now, because people are going to be offended. Get a grip of yourself, man. It's about the truth. And it's about true democracy. And if you don't like true democracy, and that's what my theory is, not everybody's going to like it. Because true democracy means that you've got to, well, let everybody speak their opinions, even if it's ruthless, even if it's blah, 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 blah. Because, yeah, this country is too bureaucratic. I mean, businesses having to pay big portions of tax as well. I mean, I do plan on starting a business, but it's better than working a job anyway. That's what I'm going to do with all my stuff. So, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'm just going to leave it at that. Because I'm getting sick of it, man, and I just want to distract myself from the world, just work on myself, and I'll find books I could read as well. I may need to go to Safe Lock and get some books out and all. That's something I want to do from now on for the month or two. Anyway, I'm going to upload this video, and I'm sorry if it's too long. It's just I need to get out there, and I hope you understand the situation that the Britons are in, and yeah, and I'm going to try to centre this around myself. This is affecting everyone. Most people, college graduates that have graduated from college, I hope you understand. And for people that have taken apprenticeships and managed to get a life, good on you. Yous are lucky, man. Yous are lucky. And that's once I get a permanent house, then, you know, I'll consider taking an apprenticeship or something, because that, I feel like trades is the way to go. If not yet, I've constructed a full business plan, I'll do something on the side, just so that I can work on myself, because that's what I want to do. I'm not sitting here and making excuses and then just sitting back doing nothing again. No, you don't understand what I'm going through. I'm having to first of all do a portfolio to prove all my skills. Because you need to prove that you're efficient at something. And then they're having to, ask you, could you show me your experiences? I'm like, I've only came out of college. What the heck? And there was one time I had an interview in McDonald's, and then all of a sudden they sent me an email saying that I didn't show up. I'm like, nah, I'm going to march back down there and say to them, no, oh, I got your name wrong. I'm like, nah, no. You can buzz off, man. I'm not working at McDonald's. I don't think I'll ever work at McDonald's. Not after that situation. No. Terrible. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I am just walking the dogs. So aye, that's it for me. I'm gonna bounce. So I'll catch you later. Cheerio. Cheerio.